All right. Well, hello again. Welcome back, developers. Thank you for joining us for our final talk of the day. Please welcome Andrea, who will be talking about some exciting changes that are coming to the Creator Dashboard. And as a reminder, ask the questions in the Creator Dashboard Discord channel while the presentation is in progress. We'll be collecting and answering those after the presentation. Andrea, take it away.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Andrea Fletcher, and welcome to my talk about the Creator Dashboard. So first, a little bit about myself. My Roblox username is BitwiseAndrea, and my avatar is a cute old lady. My background is in accessibility, and at my previous job, I made mobile apps work for people with various disabilities. I decided to join Roblox because I love that people can learn to code in a fun and collaborative way. And it was awesome seeing all of you work together in Game Jam last weekend. And that's exactly the kind of thing that makes me love working at Roblox. When I first joined the company, I worked on groups and support for UGC. This year, I joined the developer services team to work on the project I'll be talking about today, which I'm super excited about due to the positive impact it'll have on the developer community. In my free time, I love fixing pesky UI bugs, playing video games, doing various outdoor activities, and spending time with friends. I'll quickly go over the agenda. First, I'll introduce the Creator Dashboard, and then I'll go into some details about the new creations and analytics pages. And afterwards, we'll answer a couple FAQs and open it up to Q&A. So there are several types of users that we cater to on our website. There are players who are on Roblox to play games, customize their avatar, and communicate with other players. Developers who are building games and tools, and other kinds of creators who make things like avatar items, music, game icons, to name a few. We realize that a lot of people wear many of these hats, but we're focused on creating a product that serves the need of these last two kinds of users. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the Creator Dashboard. We are creating an entirely new website found at create.roblox.com that will be the new home for all creator-centric functionality. Things you'll see migrated to this site and expanded upon over time include, but are not limited to, the developer exchange page, revenue, creations, translator portal, and analytics. Here's a look at our new landing page. You'll notice a new hype video as well as focus on other developer-oriented products. There's a button to download or open Studio, as well as links to the developer forum, developer hub, and education hub. I have a few quick things to note about the Creator Dashboard as a whole. The first is that because this is a website, it's available on any device you can browse the internet with, and every feature added to the site will be supported on mobile and tablet. The second thing is that the new site is a single page app, which means that we will have no full page reloads once you're on it, and therefore faster load times between actions. This is a huge pain point in a couple of existing pages, so we should see serious improvements in developer efficiency on the new site. What I'll be referring to as the creations page in these next slides is the spiritual successor to the develop page, as well as all the pages that allow you to manage your creations. I'm going to be talking about some of the things we're making sure to improve and add on while we port this functionality over. So it's currently really hard to get a feel of how your creations are performing at a glance, especially in comparison with one another. So something we want to focus on in the new creations page is providing a high-level overview of performance by allowing creators to view a basic set of metrics side by side with other items of that type. The landing page will be your central hub for managing, translating, and viewing detailed analytics of all your creations. And the image you see here is an early wireframe of that vision. A lot of you develop for many different groups and as an individual. We are going to provide an easy way to switch between these contexts and maintain it while you're on the site. So when you navigate between different item types or games, the state of what user or group that you're acting on behalf of will persist. On the develop page, there are a bunch of places where you're required to select an item type and then select what game it's for. And in the case of advertisements and sponsored games, everything is just in one really big list that you have to scroll through or page through until you find what you're looking for. And so we are going to reorganize this so that all associated games with a game or item are going to be found within the context of that game or item. So you'll be able to find a game's places, game passes, badges, developer products, sponsorships under that game, and you'll be able to find advertisements under the game or item that they're actually advertising. UGC creators don't currently have a good way to look at and manage all their creations, and the new creations page will show and support the categories this program has opened up to for the users enrolled in it. And what about interfacing with Studio? There are a lot of rather unique workflows we've discovered that our developers have when they're working with the website and Studio at the same time. So keeping this in mind, we're going to make a couple small improvements to help increase efficiency. For example, something as small as adding a button that allows you to copy the asset ID of an item. And to build off of that, this is where we need your help. So we've talked to a lot of developers regarding their pain points with the existing pages and tooling, but we want to make sure that we fix existing mistakes and optimize where we can to help you be more efficient. There have been a lot of things we've learned from these talks, like the importance of better filtering and sorting on the creations page, and how much time it would save if we allowed users to preview a new name and description before saving it, for both the visual purposes of how it looks on the game card and if words are clipped, and also to make sure that the text filter doesn't hash something out. We watch the developer forum actively, so please file feature requests if there's an improvement that you would like to see. On to analytics. So this year, we are aiming to increase the breadth of the analytics suite we provide to our developers. We want the baseline experience to be effortless, the addition of custom metrics to be simple, and we want to provide enough information for you to drill deep into the data, identify patterns, and forecast trends. We are adding a ton of new events and dimensions to help you understand how users interact with your games. Some of these are tracked by default, and some you'll be able to leverage if they make sense for your game. Automatic events are emitted automatically by Roblox. We already track visit length, revenue, but we are adding new joins, teleports, attempted and successful purchases, and more. Key performance indicators that will be derived from these events include new user count, retention, session time, and count, as well as average revenues per daily active user and paying user, and the conversion rate between the two. Roblox will provide an SDK with a bunch of APIs to track standard events in some of the following categories: progression, virtual economy, error, and player actions. These are intended to provide developers with a framework towards setting up events that they want to track. And developers will also have the flexibility to instrument completely custom events through new APIs. This will allow you to track things like coin pickups and interactions with NPCs. Platform dimensions describe the user. We already track age bucket and country, and we'll be adding dimensions like gender, platform, operating system, and device model. And if that's not enough, developers can track game-specific dimensions through new APIs. You'll be able to track things like which character a user chose and the highest level that they completed. The combination of all of these will allow you to do really cool things like figuring out which character tends to get furthest in your game. So sometimes you want a quick glance into how your game is performing, and sometimes you want to dive deeper. We are building 3 seamless features that allow you to investigate your users at the level of detail that you choose. The summary dashboard will hold all of the events you see in the existing developer stats page, along with a few of the events mentioned. This data will be available for the previous day and week. For trends in your game's performance over time, we will provide trend charts. These have a higher granularity, hourly points for the last couple months and daily for the last year, and you'll get new data every couple minutes. And from trend charts, you'll be able to open up the Explorer, a visual interface that will allow you to filter and group dimensions in more complex ways when the built-in tooling isn't enough. Time to run queries will depend on the complexity of those run, and this feature will only be available to games with a significant player base. Also, you can export data that you get from these queries, and you can save queries if you want to run them again later. So what does the future of this look like? When are you going to see it? Create.roblox.com is actually already out. And this is just the landing page that I showed you in those first couple slides. So feel free to visit it and see for yourself. As far as creations, it has a lot of moving parts, like the main listing page and also all the configuration pages. And we want to minimize the number of times you're linked back and forth between the two websites. So this project is going to be rolled out incrementally. First with the creations list, and then porting over creation functionality, management functionality bit by bit. So you should start seeing the first parts of this page, like the list, released in Q3. Last but not least, you will see our existing analytics features on the creator dashboard in Q3 and our improved and expanded upon tools in Q4. And we'll be adding the rest of creator-centric functionality soon TM. So now I'm going to answer a couple of frequently asked questions and then open it up to the floor. First question, will this functionality be removed from the main website? And the answer is yes. We are going to try to do this in the least disruptive way possible, but in an effort to separate out the player-facing app from the developer-facing app, most of the functionality in the creator dashboard will be removed from the main website. Next, why isn't this moving to Studio? We want to allow users to manage their creations no matter where they are, and a mobile-friendly website is perfect for that. There will be some functionality duplicated between Studio and the creator dashboard so that we can have the best user experience, but we don't want to limit people to using a computer to check analytics for their games or put a hat on sale. And lastly, which I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, why did it take so long for the develop page to be redone? And I would say it's less about why it took so long and more about the other things that were prioritized and worked on in the meantime. We've been updating a lot of old pages in the past year or so, and this is a particularly large page to revamp, and it deserves a lot more than just a reskin. And we're now at a point where we have the bandwidth and to dedicate time and resources to the project. All right, that's it for me. And Kara, take it away with, I guess, Q&A.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was an awesome presentation. Like, that new dashboard is looking sharp. The analytic additions are on point. All right. It's time for Q&A. So some of the questions you did already answer. So you were correct. They were frequently asked. So I'm going to skip a few. Sorry, Noble Draconian. I hope you're paying attention when your question was answered. So I'll hop right to endorsed model. Are we going to be able to select specific games to compare or even be able to compare how an update did on PC versus mobile for a specific game?
Can you repeat the last part?
Can we switch between or see how PC versus mobile does for a specific game?
So the vision for like the dashboard comparison at a glance thing is like, you'll probably have a grid view for a more dense way to look at everything together. But when it comes to the dashboard part, I don't think that we're currently planning on allowing you to like add or filter out specific things that you want to like look at for those games. It's just going to be the statistics that we think will be most relevant for that. But that could include like mobile player count and PC player count and separate it out by that already. But we haven't narrowed down exactly what we're going to show on that page yet. But it will be different for each item type because different item types in like games, you'll want to see different things at a glance for those. I hope that answered it.
I hope so too, because we're moving on to the next one. So Nee0002 asked, does content switching mean that we will be able to transfer games to groups? And our resident Matthew Dean gave a response, but I'll also give you a chance if you have more to add. They said transferring ownership of games and assets is separate, but something we're looking into. Do you have anything else to add to that? Or does that cover it?
I do not. Thank you, Matthew Dean.
Cool. Matthew Dean. Matthew, stop responding.
Is he stealing all my questions?
Yes.
Goodness.
I'm not going to give his responses anymore. So endorsed model follows up with another question. Wait, no, this is a different one. Okay, are we going to be able to tie custom in-game events to analytics on the new website?
Yes, you will. It'll be great. You'll be able to even combine like custom dimensions and events together, but yes.
Awesome. FPTBB asked, is there a way to hide hidden games from the Places tab and the Publish tab in Studio? Or will there be a way?
I don't know about
Is there
Studio.
a plan for making it real? Some people have 200 places.
Yes.
Apparently.
Okay. So archiving games in places has been brought up recently, and we are talking about that. Like fully deleting, no, but archiving for the purposes of being able to see games that are relevant to you and still alive. Yes, we are looking into that.
Wow, there's some people with 600 games. I don't believe that. You have to send me a
Hey, the
screenshot.
platform's been around for a long time.
600? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Mimi Dev asks, are we getting a search option for our own or group assets like images?
Assets or images. So like
So
searching on the creations. Yes, we do want to provide filtering like ordering, and then also filtering like a search term. So those will both be provided. Maybe probably not in view 1, but that's something that we have on a roadmap.
Awesome. And next question is from Rush_X. Can you give more info about the new UGC page on the new dashboard?
It's going to be really similar to what we're going to be providing for like models and t-shirts and shirts. It's just the reason that I brought it up specifically is because I think that's a huge pitfall of the existing develop page. Like right now you're a UGC creator, and I'm not, so I'm assuming, but the way that you would see all of your hats is probably by searching through the catalog, because even your inventory would have all the hats that you own too. And we don't want you to have to go to the catalog to find all your hats.
Awesome. Endorsed Model is here with another question. So if I understand right, the Roblox website will be dedicated towards games and the Create website will be a one-stop shop for developers?
Yes, that is the plan.
You got it, Endorsed Model. Nailed it. Yin Yang 4 asks, since we can set up custom markers for statistics using SKDs, could we grab that data to use in-game? For example, number of players that reached a point in a game, generate sound effects, etc.
So I had a look at the API like proposal, and okay. I will double check and then answer you in Discord later. But assuming that we provide like a set event thing and then we provide a get one, I think it's just up to you to decide how you want to use it. Like I think we're building it in a pretty generic way, but I will have to double check because I don't want to promise anything.
All right, so we'll follow up on that one.
Yes, I can follow up.
X Ashes Today says, talking about Studio, is there a mobile version of it ever happening?
I cannot speak to anything in Studio. I think the answer is no. Matthew Dean can back me up or tell me that I'm wrong.
Matthew Dean, you have permission to answer in chat.
You have permission to answer this one for sure. It's not something that's currently on our roadmap though.
I can't keep up with chat right now. It's great. So Integer Underflow asks, will we have APIs for all the methods on the creator dashboard?
I think I'm going to need a little clarifying information about that. Like an example would help me understand exactly what they're asking.
Let's see if they want to clarify. It's all right.
Because though, like to do something in a website, you need a method and an API to do it. So I think the answer is yes, but I think they might be asking something else and I'm misinterpreting it. So
I believe the answer is yes, because Matthew Dean said, yes, everything is built as public endpoints. I'm like giving you trivia for.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's perfect.
So you got it.
Awesome.
Several people.
Q&A trivia is fun.
Yeah. I got you on your toes here. Lux Eyes asks, will the creator dashboard have a revamped UI, or do you guys plan on using the old one?
Totally revamped UI, totally different style guide. We're still kind of finalizing the design, so we didn't want to share anything too prematurely. But yes, we have a totally separate style guide that supports theming by default and is updated and uses grid views, and it's going to be so nice.
Awesome. So I have a follow-up here from Integer Underflow. They said an example of an API would be a web API to upload a place or model file, or an API to change an asset. Oh gosh, I need slow mode. To change an asset description. When referring to APIs, I'm referring to officially supported and documented APIs, such as the ones on develop.roblox.com.
Yes, they will all be on, like, Yeah, we are building all the backend and API sites, and those, as Matthew said, should all be public. So the answer to your question is indeed yes.
Great. And the next one you already answered. Sorry, Rush_X. We're skipping it. Tyridge77 asks, is this going to roll out with the planned bulk audio importing, and will workflows for asset creation and uploading change at all, or is that more relevant to Studio itself? What is that last bit? You'll have to translate it. If not, I can try and repeat.
So as far as uploading, we currently don't have a plan to support uploading for anything other than game passes and advertisements and developer products and badges. So I think the answer to your question specifically is no. Will we consider supporting bulk uploading for those? Yes, but there are a lot of things that we need Studio for when uploading certain things. Like for hats, we need to verify the attachment points, and yeah, I think that's my answer.
Cool. We'll call that one answered. If not, you can always follow up in Discord with us later. JK Vet asks, Roblox has always been about making your own game. Do you think you're removing some visibility from this by moving away from the main website and moving it to a separate website?
That's a really good question.
It is a really good question. I'm going to say no. This is just going to make things even better for creators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
I think
what
we're focusing on having the best experience for creators. But that's a great question.
Yeah, we can always follow up on that one too. Mm-hmm. Headless Horror is up asking, the new talent hub that's coming for developers is just, let me phrase this into a question. So is the new talent hub that's coming for Can one of my moderators rewrite this one as a question? And I'm going to ask the next one and we'll come back to it. CJ Oyer, will this replace the developer stats page on each game?
Yes, the developer stats page is something that we're moving over right now and should be out by the end of Q3.
Awesome. And we've got a rewrite for Headless Horror's question. Is the Talent Hub going to be available to all users or restricted to specific users?
I do not know the answer to that question.
All right, next one, Dev Omar. Does this new dashboard give us any new abilities to see analytics for how ads or sponsors perform?
Yes, I think that someone mentioned it in a keynote yesterday. I forget exactly who out of the 3 speakers, but a new and improved ad system is being worked on. And I think that's targeting launching in Q3. But that is currently unrelated to the creator dashboard work, but in the future it will be combined with it.
Cool. Jodri, with a 3 instead of an E, asks, will group rename ever be a thing?
I hope so. I'm not on that team right now, but I know that it's something that we've talked a lot about, and there are a lot of concerns with group rename that we need to make sure that we have a plan for. So we'll see.
Awesome. Well, crikey is the asker of this next question. Will we be able to see when updates were made to the game on our graphs?
I file a feature request. I think that's a great idea. Like for us, whenever we change a setting or flip a flag, we have that on our charts so that you can see like, oh, look, this update or this flag was flipped and everything did terribly or great. So I think that's an awesome idea, and you should file a feature request for it. I'll keep it in my head.
Awesome. Got that noted. So Unbuns, just straight to the point, archive games, question mark?
I think I already touched on that, and it's something that we're talking about.
I think that goes in with our 600 games on your dashboard, right?
Yes, exactly. It's totally same thing, and completely understand that 600 games and not a good way to sort through them or choose the ordering of the way that you view them is not the best experience. So we'll definitely make that better.
Generally improving that.
Yes, absolutely.
Uglipo is here with a clarification or asking clarification. Are the analytics you're talking about the ones with PlayFab, or is this separate? So
I would
for
have
the
to
game
clarify.
analytics. Okay.
I think the answer is yes,
Okay.
but Matthew can double check with me.
We'll pass it over to the dean. Wisley asks, is the new creator dashboard analytics different from the just announced PlayFab? That's the same question. We'll have to follow up on that one. And the next question is from Forever Dev. Will there ever be a way to do group payouts specifically by game?
It's also something that the social team has considered and knows is a very heavily requested feature, and we will see.
Soon, TM. We'll look into it. Set default 1 asks, hold on. It's being drafted. Okay. Are we able to manage models in decals, and are we allowed to delete them?
I don't think that we would support deleting them, but I would have to check exactly. I think that you can archive models already, but I would have to double check that because I don't want to be wrong about that. But I don't have everything that you could do with every type of asset completely memorized. But will you be able to configure them? Yes. I think that was the first part of that question.
Cool beans. Life_blocks. Will all these new features be available to everyone, or will some be exclusive to larger games or invite only?
The only one, the only feature that I spoke about that's going to be available to only games with a significant player base is the Explorer, the Analytics Explorer. So everything else is going to be available to everyone on mobile and tablet and desktop.
Awesome. Mario Fly 5 asks, will there be any localization-oriented data at our disposal? If this is the right place to ask that.
I might want to follow up on that because I think I can give you a more detailed answer than the one that I can give now. But I know that we are we're adding country as a built-in like automatic platform dimension that we're logging. And I don't remember if that has language attached to it. I think in some cases that like key might have language attached to it, and Matthew might be able to answer this one too. But I know that we're doing country and I'm not sure about language, and this actually has been requested recently as well. So if you want to see that, you should let us know, which I guess you just so.
Noted it. GirlMe99 wants to know, will we be able to categorize games into custom folders? I think this kind of goes into the sorting.
Mm-hmm. That one is slightly different. And okay. I actually, yesterday, I think I learned about sets from like the old days of Roblox. I never knew that that was a thing. But sidebar. But I do not think that we have a plan to like have a folder system right now. And we're hoping that the other things that we do to allow you to filter through your stuff will be good.
Awesome. Everyone's saying OMG sets, all caps, sets.
Yeah, I didn't know about them. And then someone told me about sets last night. And I was like, ooh, I love learning about like old, obscure Roblox things. So
All right, our next question. And fun fact, this is, I think this would count as number 30. We've answered 30 questions so far. This is pretty good. Bananas. Integer Underflow asks, will it be possible to make assets private insofar as people can't see them with their ID unless they're a group member?
We currently do not have a plan for that, but you should file a feature request.
Yeah, I think I also had this asked in one of the previous talks as well. So
I hope that our answers lined up.
Yeah, me too. It's all just going, I can't right now. All right, endorsed model, another question. Will we be able to, hey, this is the same thing, same question, so we'll follow up. Again, organizing assets in general. Yeah. we'll follow up with that. CJ Oyer, will there be a way for us, or maybe it can be set up for everyone automatically from the back end to receive alerts due to certain conditions, like say engagement suddenly dropping after an update?
I don't know if that's on the roadmap, but I think that's a great idea. I'm sure that someone, yeah, excellent feature request.
Noble Draconian wants to know, how will loading times be different for the new dashboard? Currently, with the develop pages, loading times are really long if you have a lot of assets.
They're so bad. So for one thing, the whole single page app thing, like when you first hit the site, we check authentication, for instance, and that like state is kind of preserved through all of your navigation of the site. And when it's just like we're going to be doing fewer API requests, and it's also they're all on API sites instead of like our old ASHX endpoints that a lot of the develop page is still using. So the technology, the like framework that we're using is just going to lead to like faster response times. And then the fact that it's a single page app and is only doing the requests that you need every single time you perform an action is going to make it a lot faster too.
Awesome. Next question is from Who's Trade. They asked, will the new creator page show analytics for non-game assets, like clothing, library assets, that sort of thing?
Yes.
Awesome. Voxel, can you speak on the plans for more accessibility features to the platform that are on the roadmap?
I don't know if I can speak to them. It's something that's brought up really, really frequently at Roblox. And it's something that I personally am super passionate about too, given my background. But I don't want to promise anything that we don't explicitly have on the roadmap, but I know that we are starting to focus on it more. And there's been a lot of internal conversation about like certain things that we could do, like colorblind mode support things, tweaks on our websites and stuff. But
sweet. I'm excited for accessibility in general. So
yes, me too.
Yeah, it just helps everybody. It's great.
Yeah.
This fall wants to know, will the new UI be based off of, yeah, I think that's supposed to be off of. Will the new UI be based off of the current language design language of the main Roblox.com website?
No, it's going to be more based off of our universal app style guide. So like the components that you'll see on your like mobile app and material UI. So kind of like a happy hybrid of those.
Cool. This question may have already been asked, but I'll throw it out there. It's from Forever Dev. They say, will there ever be a way to do group payouts specifically by game?
That was already asked, and yeah. I said, I hope so. But
hope so. And the next one is from CJ Oyer. Will there ever be a way to integrate bug reports and ideas from dev communities into this page?
Absolutely. Well, like, I don't know what level of integration they're specifically asking for, but like, I watch the developer forum like a hawk, and so do a lot of other people working on this project. So we are really, really interested in your feedback. And I think I've even gone through and tried to find old bug reports for the develop page or feature requests just to see, like, even if something was requested 5 years ago, it doesn't mean it's not relevant now. So yes, I think the answer is yes for that. If you're looking for more integration than that, then I think the answer is no.
So one of the examples that they give is, say a person played the game and they experience a bug. Could that be reported into this page?
I do not think that we are going to support game-specific bug reporting. I think that's still kind of the responsibility of the game developers to have a way to do that. And I've seen some really good implementations in game of that, but I do not think that we will be supporting that.
Oh, crikey. Back again with another question. I can't help it. It's the end of the day for me here. Will we be able to see when updates were made to the game on our graphs? We already kind of answered this before.
Correct.
Yeah. All right.
That was answered.
Answered it. And the short answer was yes. Maybe.
Yeah. The short answer
Yeah.
is great idea. And
Yeah,
we
great
have that
idea.
at Roblox. Yeah.
Cool. Nick Master 21, will the group admin pages be related to these changes?
That's a great question. And we are still trying to figure that out specifically. We've toyed around with the idea of moving like the group revenue section over to the creator dashboard, but like there are a lot of groups that aren't development groups as much. They're more social groups, and it might not be the best experience for them to be pulled away from the main website to the creator dashboard. So that's still something that we're figuring out.
All right. Very cool. Star Bastion is up next, and they want to know, will there be documentation for the analytics endpoints?
Yes.
Cool. I like the short answers, because then we can get on to more
It's nice
questions.
when I can just say yes to something. Yeah.
Yeah. Tyrage 77. Is this going to roll out with the, hold on, let me maybe read the former question. This is 2 paragraphs long. Give me 2 seconds.
Take your time.
I might need another edit on this one. Knight, if you can get in here and just boil it down to the question, and we're going to get on to the next one. Jodri with a 3 instead of an E asks, will renaming groups ever be a thing? Well,
Already asked.
would save. Yeah, already answered. Cloaked Yoshi, how will create.roblox be linked on the regular site to let people know where to go?
Matthew?
All right, you heard it. Ask
there
Matthew
will,
Dean.
okay, there's a small, like, there will be some hooks that I'm like very aware of, like when you currently in the menu on the top right hand corner of like an item or a game, we have like configure, and that will link you to the creator dashboard in a new tab. But as far as like the landing page link, I would assume that it would be somewhere like the top bar where you press create right now and it takes you to the develop page. I would assume that that kind of turns into the link, but we might move it. It might be somewhere else. So I don't know. That's my guess.
Alrighty. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce this, but I'm just going to give it the old college try. Naue Roblox RBLX asks, will badges ever become free to upload?
There is no plan to do so, but I do actually, I'll go ahead and promise this. I do plan on, badges are the ones I think that you can, for like a group, only use group funds for, and it's super annoying. We're fixing that. You're going to be able to upload it with user funds too. I think it's badges. Again, I don't remember which assets you can do which things with because there are so many. But I do not think we have a plan to make them free.
All right. There's pogs in the chat and coefficients is popping off. CJ Oyer here with 2 questions. Will there be a way for us, or maybe it can be set up for everyone automatically in the back end? Wait, this one was already asked, I thought. To receive alerts, yes, it was. So is there another question here? This was about the alerts if there's something going on with the game. And then, yeah, we already answered this one, so I'm gonna skip it. It was the question about the alerts and then the question about filing bug reports. Yin Yang asks, do we have any expected release on more design or layout images? No stress. With a heart.
Thank you. I'm totally not stressed about it at all. It's fine. We are just finalizing the designs right now. We had a big review of them last week, hence the not seeing them today. But I think that you'll probably see the designs when they're available for you in a functional way. But I know everyone's excited.
Awesome. And then this is going to be the last question because we're at time. Will UGC creators ever be able to give a percentage of their profit directly to a player from the item? For example, like someone who made the concept.
I saw this feature request on the dev forum, and I thought it was a great feature request, but that's team and not my feature. So I do not know whether that is something that is on their roadmap.
All right. So there's still a good bit of questions in here. We've noted everyone's usernames. we've run out of time, so we'll pop things back over to the Discord. And
yeah, so I have some, I have like a solid half hour or so that I can be in the Discord and try to answer questions.
Awesome. Yeah, and while this is the last talk of today, the Discord server is still open, so please continue to use it, hang out, discuss everything you learned today. I also heard that you can ask Dave anything in the Builderman QA area, just saying, just if you want to go talk to Dave. You should also hop into voice chats, take pictures in the photo booth, and keep that RDC hype going. We'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific for the Roblox panel. We'll be answering your pre-submitted questions as well as taking live questions. Thanks again, and I'll see you in Discord. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Let's keep the party going.